Good morning and welcome back to Laval, where we are at Trapeze Le Voltigeur, where we are learning about a new method that helps anxiety. But first, let me introduce you to Stephanie Erickson. You not only do trapeze, you're out in the community a lot, but how did you discover the sport?
I first tried it in Club Med, and at that time, it was about 20 years ago, it wasn't very common. And then about 4 years ago, after my dad died, I was having a very hard time, so I was just trying to get out of my head and found this place, and I've been here ever since.
I see how it could kind of help with anxiety, but at the same time, I can see how it's anxiety-inducing because you have to go up a very high ladder. You have to jump off a tiny little platform. Like, how would you explain that this is something that could help with stress? Because a lot of people wouldn't make that connection.
No, it's kind of counterintuitive, but I've had anxiety my whole life, and I never really found anything that worked to help me get through that anxiety. And what I discovered a couple years ago was I started paying attention to the negative messages. I was saying to myself, I can't do it, I'm scared, I should stop, and I wanted to keep giving up. And then what I realized was if I started changing the language in my head, my body actually followed, and with the support of my coach and my team, I realized that it kind of didn't cure me of anxiety. I still live with it, but I function at a much higher level now.
So I guess it is not only getting out of your head, but it's kind of attacking a fear. It could be, you know, like you have to push yourself out of the box to be able to step off that ledge, and it probably also builds self-esteem because you realize you can do something that you probably didn't know you could.
It's very transferable. That's what's so funny about it, is because now when I'm in a situation where I'm anxious about it, I remind myself of how when I've been very uncomfortable, like the most uncomfortable, standing on the platform, I've always been able to manage. My body's always known how to respond. I don't have to be inside my head. My body will just go on its own, and I've been able to transfer those skills to my everyday life.
How cool is that?
It's great.
So you guys actually built, you and Patrick, who's the owner here at Le Voltigeur, have built this workshop that people can come in and do. And it's not just for anxious people. It could be depressed.
Exactly. Anxiety, depression, but it's about people who know that they want to push themselves. They're struggling. They're at some sort of block in their life. And through the exercise of the trapeze, and I'm a clinical social worker, so we have some other activities worked into the session, and we help people pay attention to what they're saying to themselves and help them work through that. And then when they leave, they start discovering what's blocking them in their life and ways to get through it.
And is it just one workshop, one session?
Yeah. It's a 3-hour session, and it's here, Trapeze Le Voltigeur, and it's here. And there's, as I said, there's other exercises. You only have to come one time, but after that, the people come back.
So curious about this. So tell me how our viewers here can register to this workshop.
Okay, so the website is trapezelevoltigeur.qc.ca, and all the contact information is there. You talk to the owner, Patrick Malley, and he'll hook you up, and I'll be there working, actually.
I have a little, possibly an ankle fracture, but I was told that I could try to safely.
Go Kim.
So maybe we'll test my anxiety a little later on in the show. Yeah.